Alright, guys, we are back yet again. We're going to be doing another episode of Dragon Ball Daima, episode 14. We're getting there. We're getting to more action. So, it looks like this episode, the entirety of this episode was more trying to find a way to the first demon realm because of all the issues that our gang is running into. Now, I will say this, which is kind of interesting, is we have where they get to the Warp Sama, Goku, Vegeta, the gang, all that. And when they do, they realize that Warp Sama is off, and that's when Neva says, okay, well, I guess they pulled the switch, and then Goku tests the shield where they can go down into the first demon realm. Up above will be the third demon realm. Now, Goku does try, and what's really funny is that when he tries his power pole, it electrocutes him from the shield. He goes all the way down. Neva comes out, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And he performs a spell on both the top and the bottom shield, where now they're able to travel up and forth. And Piccolo's just watching him, and of how powerful Neva is. And it gets later revealed he did make these shields because all the issues that the third demon realm was causing the second demon realm, and that's one of the reasons why that the Namex on the second demon realm left. So after going into a little bit of detail, they do go into the first demon realm, and they're traveling through, and it's a very long gaping tunnel. And before that, Goma is recruiting the special ops guys that is in his army, and they're very lazy, they're very funny, they're goofy, and they perform this introduction that, again, if you guys have seen Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, it was very mixed between that these guys meet the Ginyu Force slash Pride Troopers. It was actually pretty funny. It really brought me a lot of memories of when I first saw the Ginyu Force, and I was laughing throughout the entirety of this. And these guys, they're just really crazy, and they ask, okay, who our enemy is, and they tell them, and they're like, wait a minute, they defeated Majin Buu and the Tamagamis. They're like, ha ha ha, nice joke. And they're like, that's not a joke, we're being for real. And they still think that they're joking. So they go and they're like, hey, where was all that good food? We want to get food. So they go to a convenience store and they just start loading on a bunch of snacks. And they run into Majin Du and Majin Ku. Now, at this time, they don't realize who they are, and they're just like, oh my god, they're so impressive with all the snacks they're trying to get. So they try to do something nice because obviously, they think they're kids, and they're like, hey, if you want to be at our levels, you need to eat a lot. You need to eat a lot of snacks. You need to get strong. So they just get a buttload of chocolate, and they bring everything to the counter, and it's so much money. I think it's like 10,000 something in the demon world money, and then one of the one of the spec ops guys is like looking at the money, and they don't have much, and he's like, captain. So they have no choice but to kind of say, hey, we don't got the money, we're just gonna buy these two. And they start leaving. They're just waving off to Majin Du and Majin Ku. Now, overall, I will say this was actually, it was funny, even though it was kind of a little bit, but overall, this was a very funny episode because right when they're going through the tunnel and you see where everyone is sensing that they're coming, Degasu senses it, then Dr. Rinsu senses it, and I'm like, okay, we have a lot coming through here right now, man. This is absolutely hilarious. So what we're going to be seeing in this is where everyone is like, okay, we are going to go ahead and get out of the ship because it's possibly going to blow, and everyone can more than likely not fly. The only one that can't fly is obviously going to be Bulma, so Vegeta's going to carry Bulma while everyone else is flying, and between the one that's been guiding them slash also of course the Gloria is going to take one of the Dragon Balls, and when they start trying to fly, they're noticing that, the guards are noticing, wait a minute, something don't look right. And they start looking, and they're seeing people, and then Degastu informs Goma, and he's like, what? How can that happen? How can that happen? So he just unleashes this massive attack on the team, and they're going to have to start dodging, and they have no choice but now to fight in the next episode. So, going to be episode 15. I think this episode really was the hype up before we get to episode 15 because again we're getting very close to the finale of season 1 of Dragon Ball Daima, because everything I've been hearing, we only got about 20 episodes, and I'm hoping sooner or later that we'll get more episodes at some point. Now what I'm thinking is we will be getting a possible reveal that Glorio has been working for Dr. Rinsu, so that's gonna be kind of interesting. But overall, I like this episode. I didn't have no issues with this episode. I thought this episode was really funny, and I thought it was a cool little episode, kind of just gearing up for the main episode. Now, again, I felt like they could have just shown Degasu and Rinsu sensing, them showing up at the same time. Same thing with making the whole, like, I think they spent like 5-10 minutes on trying to opening up the shields, which again could have been a lot shorter in my opinion, especially for the spell. They could just, he could just made like one spell hole and it could have opened up the entire gate for them. That way they could have just went ahead and gone through. But overall, like I said, not a bad episode. Not the best episode, but still a funny episode, very enjoyable episode. But what do you guys think about this episode? Let me know down in the comments down below. I enjoy these guys. This Spec Ops team, they're a bunch of goofballs, and it's really funny. And I don't think they're gonna stand a chance against Goku, Vegeta, and all these guys. I don't think they're gonna stand a chance. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you as always on the next one.